Diane Keaton is one of the people that I've known that I actually have never interviewed, and we've kept it that way. I got to know her because she was going out with Al Pacino. Pacino and I were friendly, so we became friendly. We used to go out for dinners together. We played cards together, and I played paddle tennis with her when she and Al split up. We just became friends. She's friends with my children and my wife, and she comes to dinner a number of times, especially if I have someone like Joyce Carol Oates coming. She loves to come for that kind of stuff. I've always appreciated Diane. She's got a terrific eye. She's got a great sense of humor, and she's just one of those rare people. So naturally, every time I find a book that she, that a movie that she was in, based on, I ask her if she would sign something. So she has. And in The Father of the Bride, which is 1947, 1948, this book came out by Edward Streeter. So I asked, her to sign this one, and then I also had Steve Martin signed it, because one time Diane came to our house for dinner, and she invited Steve, and so we didn't know Steve was coming. So that I said, "Oh, good, I have that book. Let's get him to sign it." So Steve wrote to Larry, "It's all Diane's fault," and Diane wrote, "Think I smiled enough?" So that's what she wrote for Father of the Bride. Now, when she did them Looking for Mr. Goodbar, which is a kind of serious movie with Richard Gere in it, and she goes to a bar, she gets picked up by a guy, and it's not a pleasant thing that happens to her. So this is the first English edition, and in this one she says, "Larry, I have nothing to say about this movie except that all stories, like all stories, I die at the end. Love you, Diane, and today I beat you with paddles." So she signed that like that. And then I also interviewed Richard Gere, and I brought the book with me there, and he said to Larry, "Thanks for the best interview I've ever had, blah, blah, blah." Richard Gere. So the two of them signed that. I forgot that he had signed that one. I have the English American copy of the first edition, and in this one Diane wrote, "Brooke was a screamer," Richard Brooke, who directed it, "but he was a pussycat to me." And Richard Gere said, "I love Brooke and Diane." So the two of them signed this one as well. She did The Little Drummer Girl. She wasn't that fond of the movie, but she wrote in here, "A bomb, a dog, a turkey. George Roy Hill, the director, wanted Meryl Streep. He should have used her." So that's Diane's signature in that one. And then The First Wives Club. And this is a long one, is that I asked Diane to sign it, so she wrote the whole page. And she writes, "This was the most insane experience. 3 women, all recently turned 50. The director was accused of being a drunk. The producer was the director. Strange days. Goldie Hawn, was the most fun, and Dexter, the woman, her first daughter that she adopted, had just arrived, Diane." I then got Goldie to sign it, and she said, "I'm always happy when I'm in your presence. Our time will never be enough. Disregard the book, but Di and I became best friends, and she's my true love, Goldie." I then got the author, who also passed away, Oliver Goldsmith. "Larry, Diane played the part, but I wrote the book. How come she gets the first page?" "Well, she's cuter, but I'm younger. All the best from the author." So what's missing in this book is just Bette Midler, but I got the others. And finally, whoa, excuse me. Well, shows you that this is live and not on tape. Diane did Hanging Up, and she directed this movie. So again, asked her to sign it. She says, "This remains to be seen, a work in progress. I hope Delia doesn't hate me like Sue Miller or Franz Lids. I can only hope." And then she writes, Diane, the director of Hanging Up. So that's just some of the books I have of hers. I have a number of others as well, but I just wanted to share a few with you right now.